This is That Salty Guy, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we are going to be reviewing the newest addition to Razer's lineup, even though I'm probably a little late to the party. Always like to be late anyway. But this is the Razer Man of War, the new wireless 7.1 virtual surround sound gaming headset. So I would have loved to do an unboxing for you, but as you can see, they are right here, and I have been using them now for 2 weeks so that I can give you hopefully a better hands-on opinion of these headphones. So I'm now going to drop this box because, well, I don't really need it, right? So let's talk about these. Let me take these off here. Sorry, I bumped the microphone here. But here they are. They're off right now, but they do have the lovely RGB if that's your thing. When you turn, here's the mic, pull it out, slides right back in. I quite like it. Has a red ring RGB, RGB, but a red ring LED around the tip, so that when you press the button in here, this is your mic volume, it also mutes it, and you will know that it's muted because it's red. And when you press it again, the red goes off, you know it's ready for use. You have your charging port right here, and you have your power button right here. Now when you do plug it in for charging, the power button will glow red, and that's how you know it's charging, which is a nice feature. On the other side, you have your volume here for the headphones. Okay, when you press it in, you will mute your headphones, and basically when you just go up and down, and it does your volume. Very nice. I didn't find that it was too sensitive or not sensitive enough. I felt it was just right. Right here, which you can't see very well, but there is a hole there, and that is where the USB goes, that you will plug into your computer. It also comes with a dongle it's actually in the box, and I'm not going to pull it out right now, but in case you need extra length, you have a dongle like most of the 7.1 surround sound gaming headsets these days have, to give you a little extra length, so to say. Or like I have mine, I would show you, but I'm not going to right now. But I have the USB plugged into the top of my computer, and it works quite fine there. I haven't had no problems with any drops or interrupts or nothing like that. So, but before we talk about this even more, and I get to kind of the quality, and the quality I think right now is its own separate issue with this. But we'll get to that in a moment. But before we get any farther, we're going to transition, and I'm going to show you the specs, and show you the microphone and the headphone specs, and show you the software that you will need to download to config these and to get the options for your EQing, your mic options, and your RGB options. Okay, so we'll be right back, and then we'll do the mic test. All right, here we are. We transitioned over to Razer's website where I brought up the tech specs. I thought it'd be best to give you a visual. No, not that kind of visual, you sick bastards. But this visual of the tech specs so that you can see them for yourself. I will briefly go over them. I'm not going to touch on everything. You can pause it at any time and look over them. So let's go over the headphones real quick. They have the 50mm drivers, which are quite good. The diameter of the ear cup itself is 60mm. It has about a 40-foot wireless range, and the wireless frequency is 2.4 gigahertz, which is pretty standard. The battery life, according to Razer, is 14 hours with the lighting on and 20 hours without the chroma lighting. I found this to be pretty accurate. I've owned these for 2 weeks and have only charged them once, and that is with lighting on, but most of the time off. Don't see the point in the RGB lighting when you really can't enjoy them. And if you're buying these, it's most likely either because you're a Razer fanboy or you want the wireless headset with the 7.1 surround sound. So now that we went over that, let's go over the microphone really quick, and then we will get to the Razer software that you will need to download and the mic test. So the microphone, the signal to noise ratio is 60 decibels. The sensitivity is minus 38 to plus 3 decibels. The pickup pattern is unidirectional, meaning one direction, which I find very nice. My Kingston HyperX's were not unidirectional and picked up quite a lot of noise. This will limit some noise being one direction, but it is still very sensitive, which you will see. So now that we went over that, let us bring up Razer software. Here you go. So this is Razer software. You will have to download it to calibrate and get all the nice functions and options for your headset. As you can see, this is the calibration. This is where you will go first to calibrate your headset. Pretty self-explanatory. Then you have some audio options. You have your volume. You have bass boost. As you can see, I like my bass, so I upped it some more. So, you know, that's just me. Probably not very good for your first-person shooter games, but I don't really play those, so bass is good. You have some sound normalization and voice clarity, which both, well, I didn't find very useful. Maybe you will. So let's go to the microphone. See, here are the microphone settings. You have a mic volume. As you can see, mine is muted right now. You have a mic sensitivity, a mic monitor, which is a godsend for a headset. I just think that any gaming headset that is going to make you download software should have a mic monitor capability. You need to be able to hear yourself, especially if you're going to record anything or talk on Skype or talk on TeamSpeak or whatever you talk to with your pals and your gaming friends. Being able to hear yourself stops you from shouting. So a very good option. You have a voice normalization, excuse me. I found it pointless and useless. The ambient noise reduction, which was, you don't want to crank it. If you crank this up past, I would say about 50%, you start getting so much damn distortion that the vocals become pointless. Anything said, recorded, or anything is probably going to be garbage. I have it at 40 now, and I found at 40 it was okay. It was reducing some of the noise coming in. As I said before, the mic is very sensitive. As you can see that my mic volume is at 64, which I honestly think you can take it down to 50. The sensitivity I have at 70, and it is pretty damn sensitive. I tried some recordings with it at 70 and found that it was clipping very hard. So, and this is positioned probably 2 inches, no, probably about 1 inch to 1.5 inches away from the mouth, and it was clipping. So you can definitely reduce the sensitivity, which is always a good thing. You know, I mean, it is a good thing. So there is a mixer. As you can see, well, nothing there. There is EQ. This is your standard EQ, which was quite disappointing. I did like having some control. As you can tell, I did my own sort of custom curve here. This is what I like. Got my basses, got my highs, and a slight mid. This is what I like. You can find what you like. There are some presets here, which are basically just musical presets, which I found quite disappointing. This is something that I expect in some other type of things you buy, not really a headset designed for gamers. I just find this disappointing. I really wanted some, FPS setting or something else. So this is pretty standard and a little disappointing, but take it for whatever it is. You know, you can make your own mind up what you feel about that. So here's your lighting. This is where you will control your beautiful RGB lighting or shut it off, whatever you choose. There are some options, not very many. There is static, breathing, and spectrum cycling. You choose whichever one you want, or you can choose none. Like I just did. If you do choose one, like here, you will have your choice of some standard picked colors here or a custom color if that is what you want to do. Let's shut this back off here. You do have to, click this box here to make sure the lighting turns on. I am not going to do that because I'm turning it off. All right, so that was the specs, and this is the software, a little fast overview. Now I'm going to transition back to the camera and have my last thoughts on the headset itself. So be right back. Going to transition over. All right, we are back, and as you can tell, I am now talking through the microphone so you can get a sound to decide whether or not you think this microphone is worth it. Now, I do, however, think this microphone is a lot better than some of the other gaming headsets that I've used. It's a step up, right? I don't think it's anywhere close to, let's say, a Sennheiser Gaming 1, but it's okay. I guess the question is here. Would I use this to record commentary or to do a review or to do maybe a PC build? No, I would not. I don't think it has that type of sound quality. I really wouldn't even want to, other than for this test, record with this. Now, I don't do Twitch, but I would ask myself, because you kind of have to put yourself into that place. Would I do that? No, I just don't think it has that quality. I'm recording in Audacity right now, and while being somewhat familiar with Audacity and EQing and compressing and all that stuff, I don't even think that doing any of that, well, you could make it sound better. I still don't think you can make it sound great. Nothing like, hold on a minute, let me pull it back into frame here. This microphone, the Electro Voice RE20. Now, granted, we are talking about almost $100 difference. Out of the box, this thing sounds amazing. Not so good. Granted that this is probably something you would want, or something a little cheaper for doing commentary if that's what you're looking for. So let me put that back there. So, like I said, doesn't sound horrible. Doesn't sound great. Just kind of there. Now, I'm going to finish up this video, continuing to talk through the microphone so you can continue to hear it. But I want to talk about the one thing that I said I wanted to talk about by itself, and that was the quality of this headset. And this is where I feel personally Razer dropped the ball. Yeah, and I know I'm going to catch slack from the Razer fanboys because I do know that Razer has a massive following. And don't get me wrong, I like Razer products. I'm not an exclusive Razer fan. I do have a Razer mouse that I quite love. It has served me well the past year. I've never had a problem. The surround sound on this is amazing. I absolutely love it. The mic is okay. I could care less about the RGB. It's kind of like an add-on that's, hey, it's there. Okay, I don't know what I'm going to do with it. Just shut it off to get more battery life, I guess. And I understand that they tried to keep the weight down. Okay, but then I look at my Kingston HyperX's. I know you're going to say, well, it's unfair to put them together because one is wireless and one's not. Okay. The thing is, though, is the Kingston HyperX's, they're metal and hard rubber, and they cup the ears very nice, and they're well made, and they're not heavy. Okay, and obviously they're a lot cheaper. The price point on this is $170, and I don't understand where they couldn't have done something to that quality, still kept it the weight decent, and gave that type of comfort. you know, like the ears on this. I mean, this is a very bulky headset. It really, really is. And as you've seen when I first picked it up, um, the ears jiggle a lot, and it worries me because, you know, the more moving parts you have, the more chance you have of breaking something, and that's not something that you want, especially at $170. I mean, it's not something you want to have to replace or, you know, deal with customer service to try to get fixed if it happens to break within the limited warranty, and all that stuff. And this is a company like you know, that promotes themselves as for gamers by gamers. And when I hear stuff like that, being a gamer, I've been a gamer. I mean, I was around for the original Atari. I was, you know, I played on the Nintendo, the N64. I mean, I've seen the Jaguar, Dreamcast, Sega. I mean, all these game systems, PC. You're gonna say for gamer by gamer. I'm extremely old school. Okay, and I take that very serious because I've been a gamer my whole life and I've passed on gaming to my children. And so when I look at products and I look at the price point of products, I want something that feels like it's made good and made to last, not hard, stupid fucking plastic. Okay, not something that you pick up and it jitters all over the place. I mean, that's not good quality. Okay, yes, you made a good wireless headset in the fact that I have not got no disconnects. The 7.1 surround sound is great. You got good drivers, not denying that. But the earphone design is horrible, man. I mean, you really lose on some of the 7.1 surround sound immersion because these do not cup, they cup the ear, but they don't close off. You have gaps here and you have gaps in the back because of the circular design of the pad. They should have elongated it a little bit and went for a cup from here to here. That's my opinion. Okay. Also, you have a small pad under the headband here, and like I said, I've had these 2 weeks, and I've used these off and on, not constantly, because, you know, I work an 8-hour job just like a lot of you guys. And the one thing that pisses me off is that they put such a small pad on the headband here that within 2 weeks of off and on use, I have wore out the pad enough to where the plastic right here sits on my head and is annoying. I mean, for $170, this thing should radiate comfort. Okay? It should radiate quality. And it doesn't. It radiates good wireless and good sound. And that's it. The other thing is my ears get quite hot in this. You know, 2 hours of having these on, I do have to take them off. You know, maybe that's just me. Maybe, you know, I just radiate a ton of freaking heat. All right, I do radiate a lot of heat, okay? But the comfort's not there, Razer. And I ask myself, why at this price point? I mean, Corsair Void, I mean, they're going, I think I seen them like a week ago going for $100, right? And they're wireless. So I asked myself, what makes me want to keep these over returning them and going with a competitor? And right now, with just the build quality alone, because a lot of other companies like Logitech and Corsair are doing good 7.1 surround sound, what makes me want to stay with these? And I cannot answer that. I cannot say, oh, this makes me want to keep them, because right now nothing does. You know, the comfort's not there. I mean, this pad, I mean, come on, man. Why would you put such a thin pad on there? You know, I'm sorry, guys, if you thought you were going to come into this review with a guy just so stoked up for these. I mean, I was. When I first got them, I was like, oh, hell yeah, man, and I used them. But now, I cannot honestly say go out and buy these. I can't. I say do the research. Look at like the G33s from Logitech. Look at the Corsair Void. Look somewhere else, man. There's quite a lot on the market right now, and you can probably get some that with similarities for a lot cheaper price and get probably a lot more comfort. Okay. Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, give me that thumbs up. If you didn't, give me that thumbs down. I already know I'm going to catch slack from the fanboys. It's all good, man. But you know what I also want? I want your guys' comments on what you think. Do you own these? If you do, tell me what you think about them and using them and the comfort. And tell me what you find. If you don't own them, you know what? Comment anyway, man. I want to know what you think. Do you think I'm being too harsh? Or do you think I'm spot on? Anyway, guys, this is that salty guy saying, stay salty, my friends.